What is going on, guys? Are you guys ready to learn how to scale your Amazon business 5 times faster? This is there's going to be a lot of knowledge drop tonight, so make sure you take notes. Take notes on this, guys. This is just, it doesn't matter, even if, like, doesn't matter what Amazon business you're in. It doesn't matter what business you're in. This is very solid business advice that you're going to learn tonight. And I'm going to give you some tips on how to actually implement this at the very end of the video. So hold on until then, but I'm going to present this concept in a way that you guys understand, booksellers, Amazon sellers. So without further ado, check out this PowerPoint I put together. Share my screen with you guys real quick. Make sure to comment any questions. If you guys have questions along the way, I will answer them at the end. So go ahead and comment those questions. We got a Facebook user in the house. The way it works is I can see YouTube users. I can't see Facebook users. So if you guys got questions, go ahead and comment those. Also, I'm interested, where are you guys from? Let me know where you guys are from. All right, you're going to fail in business if you don't master this. And this really comes down to a lot of self-discipline and a lot of discipline in general, and just being able to implement a strategy and make it work. This is where the real personal development and growth comes in business. So you guys are going to want to use this strategy. Before we get into the strategy, we got to ask, what is your time worth? I think with booksellers, even novice booksellers, your time is going to be worth, if you're doing everything yourself, depends, anywhere from $30 to $70 per hour. That's just realistic. You can maximize that infinitely if you utilize this technique effectively, but you have to know, worst case scenario, what is your time worth. So let's just go ahead and say you've been watching my content for a while and your time is worth $50 an hour. You know how to go out, you know how to find books, and when all is said and done, when you calculate how much your business is making, how much you're being paid, let's say it's $50 an hour for the sake of the math for this argument. Most booksellers don't make that much per hour because of their techniques. They're not using the proper techniques. So obviously you want to find profitable sources. The more profitable sources you have, the more you're going to make per hour. But having a super profitable source starting out may actually hinder your business abilities. If you're the kind of person who's really had to grind, you might be in a better position for this because you're used to grinding. People who have success, easy success too early, it can actually hinder them. So raise your hourly rate by building leverage, not only through getting more profitable sources, that should always be on your list, but through delegation. So delegation is this technique I'm talking about. You're going to make way more per hour when you master the art of delegation. And mastering the art of delegation is doing it effectively. When you have people do things for you, they should be making you money. You are not spending money by having people do things for you. You are making money. And let me explain this a little bit more, because I've had this conversation with some booksellers and they just don't get it. So I'm going to break this down. Your time is your time. Before I show you, I actually quantify this in book money for you guys, so you guys understand a little bit better. But your time is your time regardless, guys. It doesn't matter what you're doing. It doesn't matter if I'm stretching. It doesn't matter if I'm paying my bills, taxes. My time, you guys have heard 1,000 times, time is money. But what's more important than time is money is time. Time is like your business. Time is literally, how are you going to build your business? Like, if you're focusing on the inside of your business, like these small little things, like if you're fixing stranded inventory or you're listing every book in your business, you're working within your business. So your time is literally the health of your business. So start thinking of it that way. Only do what only you can do in your business. Now, I heard this 2 years ago and it made so much sense to me. If you can find someone else to do something for you in your business and still make a profit, which you should be making a profit regardless. If you have someone else do something for you, the only reason why you should ever have someone do something for you is if it makes you more profit. So if you have something in your business, and I'm going to go over the number one thing you should do in your business for booksellers starting out, the number one thing you can leverage to your advantage. But if you only focus on what only you can do and you ask yourself this question every week, you are going to be focusing on the scalable parts of your business rather than being caught in a rut and creating a hustle that becomes a hell. So creating a hustle that ultimately becomes a hell because you're doing everything. You are working 14-hour days. You are exhausted and you're not making as much as the business savvy booksellers are. So I keep going back and forth here because I really do believe this. And I know that only 0.5% of you will probably take action on this part of it. I even have people way ahead of me that I don't think they respect their time as much as they should. But you should only do what only you can do in life. So these aren't even related to business except for tax work. Tax work is related to business, but even things like scheduling flights, paying bills, doesn't matter what it is, guys. If you can get someone else to do it for you, have them do it for you. But I know 0.5% of you are going to have someone else pay your bills. 0.5% of you are going to have someone else schedule your flights. 0.5% of you are going to have someone else manage your emails. I think you guys should all do this, and you can get a virtual assistant to do a lot of these. But I just know how people are. I know people that make more money than I do that don't respect their time as much as I do. We'll see who's making more money in 15 years. But respect your time. Your time is your time regardless. Here's something I'd say 10 to 15% of you will probably take action on, and that is hiring a lister. Hiring someone to list your inventory for you. So this is a very simple job. You have your books, your printer, you have boxes. That's really all it takes is putting books in boxes and printing a label and shipping it out. If you guys are doing this yourself, and I've heard this argument, I've had this conversation with lots of booksellers. They say, I do it all myself, blah, 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 and they're kind of proud of it. Listing can be a $7 per hour job. I pay my listers $12 an hour. They're from Nashville, Tennessee. If you're in the Northeast or from California, you're probably going to have to pay $12 to $15 an hour regardless. Sourcing books is about a $50 per hour job. So you going out and sourcing books, you're making about $50 per hour when all is said and done. Listing books is $12 an hour job. Let's do some math here, guys. If you have someone, let's say you're doing it all by yourself. You're only listing 5 hours per week. And I'm not talking about you sit down, you list, and you're able to list all your items in 3 hours. I'm talking about everything that has to do with listing. The mental energy to think about listing. Oh, I have to list on Friday. The driving to UPS, if you drive to UPS, scheduling UPS pickups, whatever you do, everything full circle, let's say 5 hours a week is what you spend listing. Okay. 52 weeks a year, that's 260 hours. Now, I told you guys at the beginning, your time as a novice bookseller is worth $50 per hour. So if you could pay someone $12 per hour, which is what I pay my listers, that is $38 per hour you are gaining. Because assuming that those 5 hours, instead of listing, you go out and find more books, or you implement some type of sourcing technique, whether it's online arbitrage, physical arbitrage, or even just building your business. Because there's some things in your business that you can't immediately delegate. So maybe just working on your business. But let's say you go out sourcing books. That is $38 per hour that you are gaining. So you're losing $10,000 every year as a novice bookseller listing 5 hours a week. $10,000. Think about that for a second. That's $10,000 at Christmas time when you're going out buying presents for everyone. That's $10,000 you do not have in your bank account. Now, let's say you hired a lister and you only sourced 2 hours, or you only sourced 2.5 hours, and then you went home and watched Netflix. You watched Breaking Bad on Netflix the rest of the time. You would still come out profitable. you would have more time to relax, more time to build your business, more time to do whatever you want to do, and more money in your bank account. Comment questions below, guys. I know you guys are going to have questions about hiring, about where to find listers, all that good stuff. So this PowerPoint just covers the philosophy of it. And at the end of this, I'm about to get into Q&A basically right now. So employees make you more profit, not less. That's Dan Kennedy. Look up this guy. He's a hard guy. He's a hard dude. He wrote the book Ruthless Time Management. So go ahead and comment some questions, guys. I'm going to get into some questions you guys have. And if you guys don't have questions about hiring listers, I'm going to give you my 2 cents on how to go about that effectively. Plug it in my laptop real quick. Got so excited for the show, I forgot to plug in my laptop. One more thing before I get into Q&A. If you guys are interested in more business philosophy, more about scaling, just fundamental business principles, curated content, all the content to make an Amazon business A to Z and really ultimately scale your business faster, I have a course called the Book Business Blueprint. I've been working on it the last 6 months. You guys can find more about that at bookbizblueprint.com. That is also going to be in the link below after this show. But right now it's at the bookbizblueprint.com because I rushed onto this show because I was so excited and didn't even add a description yet. Let's get into some Q&A, guys. What questions do you guys have? We got Orlando. Orlando ain't too far away from me. I'm down here in Miami right now. I'll let you guys see my beautiful face while I answer your beautiful questions. Bradley Morgan is saying the SIP. Mississippi, I'm guessing, is where you're from. Hi from San Francisco. What's going on? Kazawi. Me when I tried to ride a bike. That is hilarious. Oh, I definitely had my battle scars. I got some scars from hitting that front brake a little bit too hard. I've been looking for all types of angles. Guys, I've been shooting Facebook ads for my course. You guys are my warm audience. You guys have been following me for a while, so you guys know me well. But I've been trying to warm people up and get them to know me. So I've been hitting all different types of angles. And I've been talking about being down at the water and being guys, there's alligators in the water, and going into businesses having alligators come and attack you. I can be your ship. Buy my course of Book Business Blueprints. I've been thinking like that. And you just saying me when I try to ride a bike made me just think don't hit the front brakes. I'll teach you how to ride a bike properly. Buy my course of Book Business Blueprint. So my mind is still there. I want to hire a lister, but very scary because they really wreck your account unintentionally or not. So the good thing with Accelerlist, and I'm sure you can get this set up with other softwares, but with Accelerlist, you can work your lister's name into the SKU, make it very clear with them that their name is going to be in the SKU. So if they list a counterfeit book, if they list a book with dog shit on it, if they list a water damage book, their name is on the book. So you know who it's attached to. So if there is a problem in your business, you can address it early on. There's nothing really detrimental they can do to your account other than listing counterfeits. If you guys don't know, go to stopcounterfeitbooks.com. You guys are going to want to have that website bookmarked. Have your employees go through the training before they even start. That's if you're gated in textbooks. If you're not gated in textbooks, rather. If you are gated in textbooks, you can just send your inventory to restrictedinventory.com, a company that I made just for this problem. People are gated in popular textbooks, CDs, and DVDs. Nobody knows how to get ungated in popular textbooks. It's just accounts that have been grandfathered in. So if you guys want to send your inventory to me, I will sell that inventory for you at a 50-50 split net profit.
Grind hard, well done, sir, and welcome to the freaking Well Show.
Started that company 1 year ago, and we've made a lot of changes. We send you monthly inventory reports, and we are very in touch with you. We answer all emails in 24 hours. We are pretty proud of what we've been able to accomplish with that. I'm hiring my sister. That's good. Start with family. That's a great place to start. Eventually, though, you are going to want to this is my opinion, you're going to want to separate it from your family for a couple reasons, but really you want to separate it from your family. You're going to have to Thanksgiving with them. Like, let's be real. You're gonna have Christmas with them. You're gonna have Thanksgiving with them. Like, you love your family. Like, you want to have a ruthless mindset when it comes to business. Your employees are there to make you money. I love my employees. Like, I literally LOVE. I love them, but we have to have the mentality of if they have to go, if something's not working out, if they abuse the system multiple times, they know they need to go. And I'm actually working on that myself because I'm very, wouldn't say compassionate. I am compassionate, but I'm a very agreeable person. Even though sometimes in YouTube videos I might come off as a little like hard. I hate having like tough conversations with people. So having systems in place and having ways to manage and measure your employees' effectiveness, how many books are they listing per week? Like you were saying earlier, are they listing books that are bad condition? And if they are, how are we going to fix that? Are they doing that multiple times? Are they abusing my standard operating procedures? All these things sound crazy, but standard operating procedures is a very complicated phrase for having a step-by-step list what to do. And I actually sell my standard operating procedures as well, if you guys are interested in that. Do your listers also do pricing? No. So back to the time argument. My lister's time is worth $12 per hour. There's someone overseas whose time is worth $1.50 per hour. So we're going to pay them to price everything after everything's listed. And this also goes with another very important business principle, batch everything you can. So I shot YouTube videos this weekend. I shot all 7 in one day, in 2 hours. I shot all 7 in 2 hours. If I would have shot one video per day, every day of the week, collectively, my time spent shooting those videos would have been much longer. Same with listing books. If I have my listers stop, price the book, and then label it and put it in the box versus just scan the book and label it, put it in the box, they don't have to stop their workflow. Plus, I can have one expert for listing books. She's the best at listing books. And I can have one expert for repricing. He's the best repricer overseas because they follow my standard operating procedures. And I have 8 listers. I have 8 people packing books for me. I don't have to train all of them how to price because pricing is pretty complicated. The people overseas are very smart. In the Philippines, go to onlinejobs.ph to hire a virtual assistant. They are hyper qualified. My whole team's hyper qualified. Even my listers. If you guys ask more questions about how to hire, which I'm sure you guys will, I'll go into how I hire my listers. But a lot of them are stay-at-home moms, so they work other jobs. They're accountants. They're like they're hyper qualified for their work. The people in the Philippines are hyper qualified for the work. So if you make a set of rules for them, we use new price to reprice, but we have a set of rules. If you're pricing books 500,000 to $1 million rank, you are going to follow this criteria. And we price for maximum profitability. We try to get the most profit we can out of every book. And you guys should be doing that as well. But I don't want to hinder my team. I don't want to hinder my 8 listers by teaching them all to price. 100% of 20,000 profit is less than 50% of 100,000 profit. Exactly correct. That's one way to look at it. You could also just look at it by how much you're paying per hour for the job and how much more per hour could you make doing something else. But yeah, that's a great way to look at it. As you scale, your profit margins will decrease, but your pocket, the amount of money in your pocket will increase. Profit margins are nothing to brag about, guys. Profit margins are nothing to brag about. What is to brag about is how much money are you actually bringing in? How much profit, not how much money, how much profit, not revenue, how much is actually coming back in your bank account. That's what's important. Anything specific you've learned about managing out-of-state employees versus having them close by? It's a good question. All my employees are out of state now, except for the one that used to be out of state. So I used to have one lister in Florida. Then I moved to Florida, and now I have 7 listers in Tennessee. It's about communication. We use Skype, group chat. Communication. I like the approach of having a manager. So having one that is kind of the most loyal to you is probably not the right word. I don't think many of my listers watch my content, but just in case they do, I love all my listers. But having someone who really you can tell they're into your business. They're there for the long haul. Get them, have them be the person that orders supplies for everyone, have them be the person that teaches other people how to list. They're going to start doing these other things for you because time is money, guys. So instead of going and training people how to do things, you can have someone else go and train people how to do things. So I was having my lister hire virtual assistants for a while. And I was like, why am I having her hire virtual assistants for $12 an hour when I can have my virtual assistant hire virtual assistants, speak their language, and he could put more time into it. So now my virtual assistant hires virtual assistants, but my listers hire other listers. We just hired last week, actually, kind of an unorthodox method. We used Instagram. We hired from Instagram, and I have a following. A lot of people don't have that luxury, but even if you don't have a following, you can still put a post out on Instagram, Facebook, and say, hey, look, I'm looking for help. So this isn't necessarily about hiring listers, but where would you recommend to source books during the stay-at-home order? Okay, guys, I'm going to link a video below. So afterwards, check out this video. It is the secret method for sourcing books, blah, 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 something like that. It's about Facebook Marketplace, sourcing on Facebook Marketplace. Sourcing on Facebook Marketplace is great because you can find textbooks and have students ship them to you. That's a great method to use. Craigslist, people are crushing it with Craigslist. People are desperate to make money, free up space. They're quarantined at home. They're tired of smelling all their dusty books. So you can put Craigslist ads out there for 100% free. What else is there? OfferUp, Let Go, Nextdoor. You can go on these different apps and source books. Online arbitrage. I have a video that I shot the other day as well. I will also link that below for everyone listening to this afterwards. And if you hang around and refresh the page, you should see right after this video, there's going to be those two links. So online arbitrage, buy textbooks during the off season, sell them during textbook season. Make sure you follow the techniques I go over in that video. And more importantly, I made that video and I realized there's a lot to online arbitrage. So I made a whole course on online arbitrage as well. That there's a lot of little things to factor in to ensure that the books that you're buying will sell during textbook season and more importantly, sell for a profit. So there's red flags you can look out for. I do a lot of online arbitrage using eFlip, and I feel like I should get the Amazon credit card to take advantage of the cash back on all the spend. Oh, 100%, dude. 100%. When you buy a $100 textbook, assuming it sells for at least $1 profit, assuming it sells for at least a penny profit, you make $5 by using your Amazon cash back points. You guys can also use Discover. I don't want to dig myself in a hole, but I will also link the Discover credit card below. You get 5% cash back for using that. Or the Chase Amazon is 5% cash back. So that means whenever you purchase, for every $100 you purchase, you get $5. That's not insignificant. One of my mentors did so much online arbitrage at one of these book selling meetups. He pulled out his phone. We were having drinks in Vegas, the top, this super nice place. And I was such a noob back then. I was like, I didn't know anything. He pulled out his phone and he was like $18,000 in rewards points. And I was like, oh my God. And that was from sourcing textbooks online. So $18,000, that's like basically free groceries for a year. By the way, as a new member of your Book Business Blueprint, thanks for everything, Romer. My roommate is freaking out, screaming. Much love, Ben. I appreciate you, and I look forward to working more intimately with you in the Facebook group. So, of course, with my free content, Instagram, I'm always going to reply to you guys eventually. But my Facebook group, my private Book Business Blueprint Facebook group, they are going to get my hands-on one-on-one. It's not one-on-one, but I will be making videos. So if you guys ask questions, and I think the questions are, something that a lot of people want an answer to, I will make a video for that, and that video will go in the course. And also, if it's a question that I don't think a lot of people want the answer to, I'll still answer the question, but probably not in video format. Price ceilings is also quite difficult to master, to make listings competitive. Not sure what you mean by price ceilings. If you could elaborate on that, Simon. How would $7? Oh, you're saying for pricing the books up front. How would $7 per hour? Is that $7? What is that? Is it euros? €7 per hour. Lister master quirks like pricing to take into consideration different editions of books. Oh yeah. Well, whatever listing you have the book on, the virtual assistant's going to have all the knowledge he needs for the book. He's going to have all the information he needs for that book. So if you're a lister, what you're asking is if you're a lister here in America or wherever you're from is listing the book, you're paying them $12. They have the book in front of them. They can look at it and they can see if it should be priced higher. We don't price higher based on condition unless it's new. But if it's new, if we list the book as new, then the whole Accelerlist knows the book is new. So my virtual assistant is going to price the book according to new as well. When it comes to like first editions and stuff, we still want the listing to say first edition though. So you see what I'm saying here? There's a very rare chance that we come across a scenario where the lister would need a price. And if there is anything like that, they text me. We send the book in at 300. We'll set a price floor. So we'll set a floor for the price, maybe at like $400. We don't want it to go below that. We keep careful eyes on high dollar inventory. What about selling books on KDP? What is KDP? Having a brain fart, guys. I don't know what KDP is. How do you acquire books? So think about where books are. There's really only a few places where books exist. People's houses, libraries, colleges, online marketplaces. So eBay, Amazon, Libris, publishers, all these different places where you can buy books. What am I missing? Yeah, I mean, that's about it. Maybe one more. Thrift stores. Did I not mention thrift stores? Those are like the big 5. So once you master sourcing from one of those places, that's when scale comes in. So you've mastered sourcing thrift stores. You've mastered bulk. You've mastered online arbitrage. You've mastered cherry picking. You've mastered college buybacks. That's when you start to delegate the sourcing side of your business. But since sourcing has a much higher ROI and listing is much easier to delegate, you should delegate listing first. Great tip, Romer, is Accelerlist advice in the book business blueprint course. What do you mean Accelerlist advice? We talk a lot about Accelerlist. My roommate's screaming in there, raking profit on the phone. We got thin walls in here in Miami. We can hear everything. Great tip, Romer, is Accelerlist. So we go over different ways to use Accelerlist, but really it's all about getting the book listed on Amazon, setting up your custom SKUs accurately in a meaningful way. And then we also talk about using Accelerlist to integrate it with the tracking spreadsheet to really track your profits. And if you do choose to do consignment and sell books for other people, you know exactly, let's say they gave you 141 books and they sold for a total of 693 profit. You know to pay them at a 50% split. You know to pay them like $348 profit, whatever it comes out to. So you guys have that exact split. That's really important. It's I know people who have tried to do consignment. They try to sell other people's books for them, and they really dig themselves in a hole because they have no way to track it. They didn't set up their SKUs correctly. They don't have like a mass spreadsheet to put everything in. So they're not actually getting the right data. They don't know all the Amazon fees. And then when people ask them for their money, they're like, well, I don't know how much sold. That's not a good way to do business. Hi from Oregon. Thanks for all the info. Much love, Joy. Comment your state below. I bet I've sourced from every single state from everyone in this chat. I bet I have. I've sourced in Oregon before. East Coast, West Coast, middle of America. How do you handle sales tax? Do you pay a service for that? So with sales tax, I have Chris do my taxes. I'm going to commit to this. I'll put his information below too. This is going to be a test. I want someone who's watching this after the video. Did I get everything I said I was going to link below? Chris, I think his information is fidelistaxandaccounting.com. He also does Caleb Roth's taxes. Caleb Roth is one of my mentors, and I think what we're doing, this just shows like I've delegated that part of my business, so my time is not spent on taxes. But I think what we do is we don't pay the state sales tax until, I probably shouldn't be saying this live on YouTube, until it's requested, because usually it's not a significant amount. And to file for it would actually be like more expensive to pay him to file for it than it would be like the penalty fee or something like that. So long story short, I think Amazon has some type of integration. Amazon definitely knows how much is owed to each state, but yeah, we don't poke the sleeping bear. I think, again, that whole little segment right there is probably completely 53% chance what I just said was correct. But that actually ties into my whole point of this video. Find someone else to do things that not only they're better at, it's nice to have someone do something that's better than you at something, but just have them do the things that you don't have to do in your business, no matter what it is. Is it better to get somebody who is looking for a job towards the tail end of their career rather than young people that are quite rightly keen to move up the career ladder? Great question, Simon. Phenomenal question. So I think it depends on what position are you hiring for. Are you hiring for a sourcer or are you hiring for a lister? My opinion on a lister, and I think I'm very qualified for giving lister advice, especially if you have a consignment or an OA-based model. If you pursue either of those models, bulk, I probably don't have the best advice for hiring listers for bulk, but cherry picking, if you're a novice bookseller, like my advice is very sound, because I've had the same team members for almost 2 years now from starting out. And I thought about this because I'm lazy. I don't want to have to keep hiring people over and over again. So I hired stay-at-home moms. If you're a mother, your kids likely are going to school in the area. It's stressful for kids to be moving all the time, so mothers don't move much. Number two, we get along really well for some reason. I really get along with moms for some reason. I love my mom. That's probably why. Number three, they're a bit more mature, and they're always hyper qualified. Number four, like you just said, they're not working their way up the career ladder. The only ladder they're going to be working up is in your business. So you can have someone work their way up in your business to the point where they're managing a lot of it, which is what we're doing right now in my business. I have one lister who is, she's like the OG. She's going to be managing like book business blueprint emails as well. So she does other things other than just listing. But you don't have someone that's going to leave you tomorrow. You don't have someone that's going to graduate college and they'll be there for the next several years. And I don't know if you guys think long-term or not. My average age is between 25 and 35 on here. So I think a lot of you guys are like about 30 years old. So you guys probably think a little bit more long-term now than you used to, which is good, but you should be thinking long-term. Otherwise, you're betting against yourself. If you're not thinking long-term, you're like, oh, this business probably isn't going to work out. You should always be thinking long-term. It's going to be less work for you. And it's no joke. Like when someone quits, it's no joke having to replace them. Like, let's say you're doing some decent volume. Like you're up to the point where you're doing thousands of books a month, and all of a sudden your lister or listers can't work. It's a lot of work to find someone, teach them. That's why I went so crazy with my standard operating procedures, my step-by-step manuals. Like, hey, look, if we hire a new team member, I have my team members train other team members, but we have this document that teaches you how to do it. So the very first time I hired my lister, I sat down and I trained her for like a week or two. And that was exhausting. Imagine if I had to do that every single time. So looking for people long-term, Good job, Simon. You should definitely be thinking that way. Boss Lady is saying, first for hiring people to source the books, how do you know they're not going to want to leave when they see the profit being made, or just giving them the app and take it if it turns green? It's a concern. Yeah, it's definitely a concern. I've had people, I've trained people to source books for me, and they became resellers. Had one person do that. Most people aren't entrepreneurs. If you're really concerned about profit, you could hide that option. Scout IQ gives you the option to hide it. I don't even recommend doing that, though. Get good at trusting your gut. Get good at looking someone in the eye. Look me in the eyeball right now. Look me in the eyeball. If you're listening to this, look me in the eyeball. Open up your phone. Look me in the eye. Get good at looking people in the eyes and seeing if you think they're honest or not. You're never going to know if they're honest, but you can develop a gut feeling about them. Remember that gut feeling. And a couple months in, if they ever steal from you, if they ever betray you or lie to you, your gut has now learned that that was a very bad decision. But you're smarter than you think. You're smarter than you think because over the years, going through school, going through job experiences, maybe you're a novice, maybe you're a beginner in business and you haven't done many business deals. Doesn't matter. You've still had all these life experiences. You know if people are good people or not. So look at people in the eye, and then after that, trust them. I like my sourcers to have. I like the people that go out and source for me to have access to the profit, because if they're at a bookstore that charges variable pricing from anywhere from 25 cents to $25, I want them to see the profit so they can factor that into the price. Because if we're spending $10 on a book, but it's $50 profit and a very low rank, we want them to purchase that book. So we want them to be smart about it. Nick Noel in the house saying, my guy. Big shout out to Nick Noel. He's one of the guys that gave me a testimonial for my landing page. If you guys have not seen the landing page for the book, bizblueprint.com, after this video, it's going to be linked below. It is absolutely gorgeous. And Nick Noel is featured on that landing page. Facebook user saying, hey, buddy. Hey, what's going on, Facebook user? Is this business saturated? 100% it's saturated, but that doesn't matter. There's still so much money to be had. Someone could go out and source and make over $75,000 a year as a one-man army, not even trying to scale. This business is a hustler's business, and many of the people in this business do not have business savvy minds, or they do not take the time to learn real business principles that allow you to scale. That being said, it is oversaturated in certain aspects, certain sourcing techniques. Other sourcing techniques are completely dry and nobody knows about them. So the marketplace is there for books. Marketplace is there for books regardless. Like, people buy books. That's a fact. Then there's like 80 different sourcing techniques, and some of them get too much exposure online, maybe. I don't think it's that. I think what it is because a lot of those people that go out to library sales and thrift stores don't even consume YouTube content. They've just been doing this for 15 years. Just word of mouth. So if you can think of ways to get books other than that, I talk about all these sourcing techniques all the time, guys. Find one that works for you that's just a little bit different, and you are going to yield massive profits. Can you guys tell that I've been writing emails and copywriting, like the way I'm talking, like massive profits? The only thing with textbooks is the price to invest, because I'm not sure these people going to go for consignment. Yeah. Good question. That's why I was talking about, if you are going to go consignment route with anybody, which means you're going to take their book and sell it for them, make sure that you have some credibility somehow, whether that is a Facebook page with testimonials under it. Have some testimonials under your belt. Who have you sold books for before that is happy with their experience. Go to restrictedinventory.com. You'll see testimonials on that page. Testimonials are social proof. If someone gives you a testimonial, Nick Noel, shout out to him, testimonial for the Book Business Blueprint, people are more likely to trust you. So if you're trying to convert a cold Facebook user, build credibility by having a Facebook page that has testimonials from other people on it that say, hey, look, she sold my book, she paid for it, blah, blah, blah. I don't know the exact number of people that will go for consignment, but you would be surprised. You would be surprised that strangers would be willing to work with you and send their books to you for you to sell on Amazon. I think you really would be. If you do have the cash to pay for the book, that is an easier route to go. I think we only got 1 like right now. Guys, my YouTube channel has been struggling lately. I've been putting out all this content for you guys. I love you guys for showing up. If you guys are enjoying this content and have gotten any value from it, like this video so it will perform much better over time. We're dealing with algorithms here. Maximum price of a book. So I think he's clarifying his last question. Pounds. I still don't understand the question, but I've sold $2,000 sets of books. I sold a Jewish set of books for $2,000. How crazy is that? Turn you guys this way. Get a little bit more light on my face so you beautiful people can see my gorgeous face. Thanks, bro. Looking forward to everything to come, to working with you, man. Yeah, definitely excited, Ben. And for hiring listers, it's hard because it's new to me. I guess we should buy your manual. Well, you don't have to buy my manual. My manual lays out the foundation for hiring, for listing from step A to Z. It's written in a way where listers can understand it. And what I mean by that is, like, we have our own way of listing books, and I can show you guys a video. And by me showing you a video, you guys understand all the terminology I'm using and stuff because you guys are booksellers. Most of you guys are booksellers. But for someone on the streets who has no idea about selling books on Amazon, you have to break this down for them. So, I mean, even if you don't buy my manuals, just have a game plan. Like, it might even be a good idea to take the approach I took and just sit down and have them next to you and train them how to do it, and then take a step back and watch them go through the steps. Literally, when you make manuals, it's step 1, what do you do? Step 2, what do you do? Step 3, what do you do? All the way down. So we've really fine-tuned these manuals to the point where 90% of the people we hand it to, they're fine. 10% of people have a couple questions, and that's when my head lister, my head manager, or myself, if it's a really complicated question, comes in and clarifies. And then what we do is we add it to the manual. So if you guys do buy my manuals, they are lifetime updates because I'm still running a book business. Whenever something changes on Amazon, I change it. It's also changed in the manuals. Just like an A to Z on hiring and outsourcing in general. Okay. Yeah, I go over a lot of that in the course bin, which you have access to. But when you're hiring, you want to have options. You want to filter people fast. So you want to get a lot of leads. It's kind of like sourcing. When you're sourcing, you want to find the best book places fast. If you guys have not realized, a lot of places suck for finding books, but the 5 that were awesome usually are awesome forever. So you want to have people apply for the job. Let's say you have 40 applications. You want to make it a little bit harder for them to apply for the next part of the job. Like, hey, I realize you sent an application. If you could fill out 15 questions and then copy and paste in them 15 questions. 15 might be a bit excessive, but like 10 questions that are relevant. Where do you live? Do you have a printer? Do you have a front porch that can take pickups? Do you have a garage that could store a pallet? Like, you want to know these things. So ask all those questions. And then if they send you back answers that are like sloppy, they didn't spell check, usually those are immediately off the list. And then we'll do calls. We'll do phone calls with them. So you want to do this in steps. As far as getting volume, getting traffic for the position, for the job application, actually getting people to apply. Post on Facebook first. You could also post on Instagram. Those are going to be your highest quality leads. Download the app next door, post on there. Indeed.com. You could go on Indeed.com, and I think there's a free version, but after a certain number of applicants, they make you pay. Indeed will get you traffic. You could try Craigslist. Craigslist kind of sketches me out for some reason. Then when you have all these applicants, you could have like a Google form. This is what I do. I have a Google form that they fill out, and I look through the Google form, see if the questions were good, and then that's when we proceed to the phone call. We got New Jersey in the house. I have sourced in New Jersey before. We got a New Yorker in the house. I have sourced in New York before. New York was pretty good. Okay, so would you source books from publishers and invest a couple thousand and send FBA? It's just easy, fast, and money will come faster. So yeah, generally, if you have more money and you go with a technique of purchasing from a wholesaler or a publisher or online arbitrage, generally, if you focus on any of those, you can turn $10,000 into $18,000 pretty quickly. And you can turn $20,000 into $28,000, $29,000. Like the numbers, the profit margins aren't going to be as high as regular books. Like regular books, you're seeing 1,000% ROI, but you're going to see much more profit, if that makes sense. Good info, Avery. Have you considered mentoring program like Rally Roots? I have been thinking about something like that. Yeah, definitely. But I'm so focused on my course right now, making sure the people in the course are satisfied that that's going to be down the road. Cougars, soccer moms. No comment on that. I will not mention if I have cougars working for me, but they are all gorgeous women. Let me put it that way. I'll be looking for sales tax link. Thanks again. Really appreciate it. Yep, I will update that afterwards. Again, replayers, check me and see if I hit everything. I said I was going to link like 4 different things. See if I linked all those things. What if you can't afford the software or virtual assistant? What's the best way to sell books until you go up? So we got a Facebook user asking this question. I'm not sure what you mean you can't afford the software. You talking about Accelerlist? Bare bones. I'm gonna assume you have $0. Bare bones. You source books for free. Type in how to sell books for free. Well, I have lots of videos on that. You source books for free. Then you list books for free. If you have zero money, you don't pay for listing software. List the books for free. I have a video on that as well. The Amazon seller. I have a video, minute 30 seconds, how to list books with the Amazon seller app. Do that. When it comes to repricing and stuff, you don't have that much inventory, but time is money. And pretty quickly, you could probably invest in new price, which I think it's $30 a month. And that will get you, that'll allow you to spend much less time repricing. So bare bones, that's what I would do. But yeah, you're going to start seeing money fast. So when you get a couple $1,000s, I know this is a learning experience for you. I don't know how much business experience you have, but as soon as you can, you do want to hire help. This isn't something for the big cats. This isn't something just for the big businesses. Everybody should be doing this. Everybody should be hiring help because it frees up so much of your time for you to focus on building your business. Is self-fulfillment a good way to deal with aged inventory and FBA? It gives confidence to send in more stock, knowing that a system in place to sell books that would take longer to sell. Self-fulfillment. Oh, okay. So you're saying like merchant fulfillment for older inventory. I wouldn't even stress about order inventory, dude, until it gets like over the $50 range. So if it's over $50, I believe we dispose, I think that's the number, $50. For everything over $50, we have auto disposals. You can set up auto disposals. So everything on Amazon that's over $50 for us, regardless of the rank, is being sent back to our house or one of my listers' houses. Everything that is under $50 gets disposed after a certain amount of time. So it's important to remember not to focus too much on the inventory that doesn't sell too frequently and focus more on sourcing more books, focus more on making your systems making sure your systems are in place, because time is money. And if you're focusing too much time on long tail inventory, you're not focusing that time on building a team and sourcing high demand textbooks or high demand books that are going to sell for a lot. Have you ever thought about getting your real estate license? I have not. I've been so tunnel vision on books ever since I've been a grown up. Ever since I graduated college, I've been I've gone so hard on this hustle, and it's like every time I consider something else, I'm like I could just do better at this. And so eventually, yes, when I have a surplus of money, when I have way too much money, real estate's going to be the way. But now, no. Facebook user says, hi, I messaged you. Facebook users, we don't get to see your names, unfortunately. So if you want to be recognized, come on the YouTube. Mark Corbett saying, hey, buddy. What up, Mark? Oh, that was Mark asking that question. Boss lady says, I see you. You'd be a lion real estate agent. I appreciate that. I assume that you're saying I'm a good salesperson. Much love. Means a lot. You don't do secret team mode. How many $100 books have you given away or not gotten? Says Junkman. Man, people think differently. People think different. I think people are honest. I think a lot of people are honest. I know some people aren't honest, but I mean, if people are working for you and you respect them and you're paying them, I would like to think that they're not going to steal your books. I've been screwed over a couple of times. Even in this business, I've been screwed over a couple of times. But better to learn who those people are. Think of it this way. Better to learn who those people are than give up all the potential profit for them seeing the secret team mode. So if they're in a thrift store, because the reason why I am this way is when I had most of my sourcers would go into McKay's used bookstore, which is in Nashville. There's 5 of these stores across the South. If you guys ever get the chance to go to these stores, 100% go there because they are rich with arbitrage opportunity. There's so much arbitrage opportunity at these stores. But the thing is, they charge anywhere from 25 cents to $50 for the book. So my team needs to be looking at the prices and not just a green or red screen. So what Scout IQ allows a lot of people to do, for those of you that don't know what I'm talking about right now, is Scout IQ gives you the option to completely turn off any analytics on the app, and the screen just turns red or green. This is great for older ladies. Maybe you've sourced older ladies. You've sourced books on Facebook and you're having someone send them to you and they're a bit older. They don't know. You know that if you sent them the login to Scout IQ and they saw like 100 numbers on the screen, they would just freak out. So instead, when you provide someone a login for Scout IQ, it's nice just to turn red or green. But when it comes to my team members going out and scouting for me, I want them to be able to see 100% of everything. I was doing 10% commission for a while. So I wanted to incentivize my team to source higher books, higher profit books. So when they would go out, I wanted to make sure if they had a technique for finding $100 textbooks, that they weren't getting paid the same for finding $3 children's books. Because if they could find more $3 children's books and I had like a per book deal, then they would make more than if they sourced me just a few $100 textbooks. So I wanted them to source higher profit books and get excited about the profit, just like I was getting excited about the profit. by cutting them 10%. And I'm still paying those people today. Because every month, just like with restrictedinventory.com, we run numbers for all the books that have sold. And I know where every single book has came from in my inventory. Whether it's a restricted inventory book, whether it's a book that we sourced at a thrift store, whether it's one of the colleges I work with, we know exactly where every book is. I have a gift. I can tell, yes, I have a lot of business sense. Time will tell, Moroccan lady. We will see. Thank you for your time. Great video. Thank you, Simon. I'm going to answer a few more of these. You guys are coming in hard with the questions tonight. I love it. You vibe with moms? Yes, I do. I do vibe with moms. What is my profile picture of? What is that? Private Washington. What is that? I don't know. It looks like Tom Bombadil from Lord of the Rings. Does Book Business Blueprint have a good A to Z on outsourcing from finding, vetting, hiring, compensating, etc., potential employees? Okay, so we go over hiring and vetting employees, but we don't go over compensating in any of that yet. That's actually been something that I've waited to put certain things in the course just to make sure that I've made up my mind about it. Like with the whole repricing section in the course, I waited to put that into like a couple weeks before we dropped the course. I was like, I want this to be perfect. So that part of the course, I'm going to be very hands-on with you guys. That's going to be one of the things like in the Facebook group, people that are hiring, like questions you guys have. I want to see what struggles you guys have and help you in the course that way. So yes, I will be going over. I just set up payroll for my company this month. So like those details I'm working out and building more in the Book Business Blueprint. But yes, that's going to be one of the beefiest sections of the Book Business Blueprint as time goes on. Ben, if you ever have questions about that, you know where to go, either in the Facebook group, shoot us an email, and we will respond to you. Is a book ever too old to sell? So books are never too old to sell, but you have to look at the data and see, does this book sell? Has the book sold in the last year? Has the book sold in the last 5 years? And upon looking at that data, you say, okay, this book hasn't sold in 5 years. I'm not going to sell it. So you just make decisions that way. And you set up the apps, you set up Scout IQ. So Scout IQ, when it's looking at all these books you're scanning, it knows Avery doesn't want to get books that are 5 years old that have not had one sale. Who would want a book like that? So when it comes to old books can be extremely profitable. If you guys are on Instagram, FBA Dave recently sold a $6,000 book. $6,000 old book, and it didn't even look special. I couldn't believe it, but old books, keep an eye out for those. They're few and far between when you will find the profitable ones, but they do exist out there. Islander saying thumbs up. Support Romer and hit that like, y'all. He's doing all this for us. Much love, Ben. Appreciate you. Boss Lady says, LOL, you crack me up. I crack most moms up. Boss Lady is a Moroccan mother of – how many kids do you have, Moroccan? Do you have kids? That might have been insulting if I assumed it. I'm like 95% sure she's got kids. Smash that like button, says Rake and Profit. Much love. He is in the other room right now. We shot a lot of content today. A lot of good content, a lot of good Facebook ads. Really proud of them. Many of you guys will be hit with those. Do you think it's a good move to ask for access to an entire book sale while they're all postponed right now? Like button is smashed. Much love, Jacordy, for smashing that like button. And that is a phenomenal question. Phenomenal question. And we are 1 hour into this video, and this is a time where I drop some knowledge. 1 hour in, I'm gonna really if I could talk to myself, like there's so many opportunities in the book world to make profit that you just have to zero in on what you're good at. But something like that, I think, is a huge opportunity, Jacordi. I think really going out, finding library sales that have been postponed that are hungry for money for the community, picking up the phone, calling them, explaining to them, hey, I will come and I will personally look through your collection and I will pay exactly the same amount as the regular library sale customers would. Be like, look, I'm an Amazon seller. I know you guys work with Amazon sellers in terms of like they open up the sale. Every library sale has Amazon sellers going in and scanning and be like, look, I'm going to look through all your books, same exact volume. Like I'm going to scan every book. I'll keep it organized, whether it's in the shed, library. I'm going to wear a mask. Anyone that listens to that advice right now and calls up 20 libraries with that sales pitch, you're making thousands of dollars. I'm just saying that right now. You're going to crush it. And you got to know how to think of hitting the pain points with whoever you're talking to. So with libraries, you want to talk about the community. Hey, I know the community. I know the book sales for the community, blah, blah, blah. I would love to help out. Money is a pain point. Money is a pain point that you can hit with anybody. I hit you guys with the pain point money. So to break down the fourth wall, I bring up money to you guys. Do you guys want to make more money? Boom. All your greedy brains instantly light up. You're like, oh, I want to make more money. Everybody wants to make more money. So if you ask the library, like, hey, I can help you make more money by going through, present yourself as professional. So yes, Jacordi, I think that is a wonderful opportunity, and I think you should pursue that. Boss Lady, smash that like button. If you guys don't want to smash the like button, you can lightly tap it. I don't mind. Done, Steve. You saying your name, Steve, and not Joy? Sometimes you guys confuse me in the comments. You got some sun. No, I'm just blushing because you guys are so gorgeous. That's why my face is a little bit red right now. I live in Miami, dude. I'm from Tennessee. Tennessee's up north compared to down here. Of course, I'm going to get some sun. I'm going to get some suns just from the windows here. Look at this. Sometimes I'll actually pull the window up and I'll sit right there and I'll take my shirt off and I'll get sunburned. That's how white I am. I get sunburned through the windows. Okay, just buy his course and done. All answers are going to be in there. No, Moroccan Boss Lady, I'm going to answer every single question you guys have for free. But the value of the course is it's all my curated content. That is a key word. It's all my content, step A to Z in order. And it's only going to grow over time. So like right now, the price it's at, it's just going to increase as time goes on. But of course, I'm going to put all my free content out there. But curated content is so valuable, guys. Like literally, if someone took all my YouTube videos and other booksellers' YouTube videos and put them all together in one folder in like a step-by-step sequence, that would be valuable right there. But time is money. Sifting through content that is irrelevant, sifting through content that doesn't make you money, trying to figure out if people are legit or not, learning from a lot of different people. That's where the value of really having a mentor, number one, or investing in a course where it's actually good and you can learn from other people's mistakes. That's how you excel in business faster, is you learn from other people's mistakes. And that's what content, paid or free, allows you to do. We do not live in an information poor world, guys. There's so much information out there, but having information that makes sense is important. Bam Bamboo saying awesome advice. Boss Lady saying welcome. A couple more questions and I'm going to bounce. Here's a question on nurturing your library consignments. How many times do you call them? So my focus over the last year consignment-wise has been on restrictedinventory.com. You guys have no idea how much restrictedinventory.com, that was so much work. building out all the back end systems, building out the spreadsheets to track all the resellers' books. Because instead of when you work with libraries, you have a couple libraries you work with, but with resellers, with the reselling community, I had hundreds of people. I have over 400 consignees that I work with, consigners. I have 400 people that I sell their inventory for them at restrictedinventory.com. In terms of nurturing them, I can answer that question, and I can talk about nurturing a couple other sources. I work with a college as well, a couple colleges, college buybacks, an athletic director, just whatever source you're working with, you want to nurture them. So you want to, I don't think calling is necessary. Maybe at quarterly calls or biannual calls, just to like make sure things are good, but definitely emails with your phone number at the bottom. Even mail them gift cards, little things like that will really help out with any relationship. So wherever you get your books from, think about this, wherever you get your books from, you should reward those people for working with you. They should have loyalty for you. So if anybody ever comes in and tries to steal that source from you, if Romer the Roamer comes to your city and I try to take your source, you better have treated your source better than I will present myself to treat them, because they've been working with you the past couple of years. And now I'm a stranger here. And I'm like, hey, look, I bought you guys pizza, whatever it is. I'm in here and I want to work, I want to work on a relationship with you so I can sell your books, whatever it is, whatever my pitch is. I can sell your books on consignment, or I'll take all the books now. You better have treated your source good. So good advice, Mark/question, but that's a good thing to bring up. Ben Bamboo saying, thank you. You're killing it on the interviews, enjoying them. Yeah, I do really enjoy those interviews. Watch Me Amazon's coming on soon. So if you guys have questions for Watch Me Amazon, comment them below. Just say, Watch Me Amazon question, and I'll make sure to answer all of those questions. I would definitely advise everyone doing their own listing for a while, at least to the point where you can teach others and check their work. Yeah. You want to understand stuff enough to where when they screw something up, you kind of know what went wrong. So you don't have to know every part of your business, but you do have to have like an outline. That doesn't mean you have to be a listing expert. Just understand the key components to listing. And then as soon as you got that down, as soon as you can list books on Amazon successfully, get other people to do it for you. Do you trust your virtual assistant with your Amazon credentials? Yes. I not only trust my virtual assistant with my Amazon credentials. The reason why I answered that yes so quickly is I didn't want to be a hypocrite. We made a video the other day for the course teaching people how to set up Accelerlist from the very beginning, from the very start, and they saw my Amazon credentials. So yes, to answer that question, but in terms of when you grant someone user permission, you can take away the access to them seeing your payments, your bank account information. So we revoke all of that access. So when we grant access to our Amazon accounts, what we do is we go in and we deselect the sensitive information, which really you could list them on one hand. It's the payments, any payment information, bank information, granting other virtual assistants permission to do things. You don't want them to have permission to do that because that basically makes them you. So just those three things right there are important. And if you revoke them access from those, you're not going to screw your account up. Mark Corbett coming in with hearts. Much love, Mark. New price is $15 a month now. Nice. I'll also add a link to new price. I'm really going to test myself here. I'm going to add links to everything I just said. When it comes to a warehouse, is it better to buy or rent? Starting out, I would rent. I wouldn't buy. It's a good rule for business. Like, never go too far one way. Try something out first. You don't want to dig yourself in a hole. You don't want to go crazy and lose all your money in one investment. So take things slow. Mark Corbett coming in with arms. Boss lady, can a virtual assistant list the books if train help, and how much is your manual? Currently, we're selling the manuals for $200, and virtual assistants can list books. I actually have a free mini course. It's the 10x listing method, where I go over how to train your virtual assistant to list books. So if you guys are interested in that, go to romertheromer.com/10x, and you'll get access to my 10x listing method for free. That method is for someone like myself, someone who is traveling the country, doing larger book hauls, and you want to, your time's valuable. So we would scan all the inventory into my phone, and then I would have a virtual assistant overseas copy and paste all of that to Accelerlist. So they'd be listing the books virtually, and then they would send us the shipments back. It's not a scalable technique. It's something like if you find out there's like 2,000 books somewhere that you can go grab real fast, that's the kind of technique you want to use. Romer, what up, Young Thug? What up, CJ? Up here in Michigan, sourcing is hard. I have sourced in Michigan before. Nazi governor won't let the economy open back up. What would you recommend in terms of sourcing when all the stores are closed and Facebook Marketplace seems dry? Try Facebook Marketplace in other cities. You're pretty close to Chicago. Try it in Chicago. Have the students ship you their books. Maybe learn some online arbitrage. 100% put ads up on Craigslist, free ads on Craigslist. 100% try and put some ads on Facebook Marketplace. They will take them down. They're kind of weird about it, but just like maybe a picture like I buy books. I made another video where I go over Facebook group sourcing techniques. So find groups, student groups, college campus groups, class of 2020, they're all graduated now. Class of 2021, 2022, 2024. Go in there and say, hey, look, I buy books. There's so many ways to source books. What's the number one thing you need to get into the bulk game? Infrastructure. You need to do it feasibly, because whenever you do something, there's something you're not doing. So by going into bulk, you're not cherry picking, and cherry picking is very lucrative. So make sure that by going into bulk, it could be more lucrative than cherry picking. By cherry picking, I mean going to thrift stores and scanning books one by one. By infrastructure, I mean make sure you have the space to process Gaylords. Make sure that, if you have any type of, most of you guys aren't going to have trucks or anything like that, but trucks are going to help out. Pallet jacks, the ability just to process these quickly. You don't want to go bulk and it takes you 2 hours to scan a Gaylord. A Gaylord's a big box of books, a big pallet of books. You don't want to go that route. You're going to be wasting a lot of time that could have been spent sourcing Facebook Marketplace, sourcing Craigslist, hitting up thrift stores, hitting up garage sales, estate sales, working out deals with colleges, like so many other things you could be doing. Junkman coming in with love. How much do you pay for sourcing? So I like to pay $12 an hour, and then I give some type of profit incentive to, like 10% commission profit. So I like doing hourly and then profit, unless there's like a weird dynamic where their effort really affects the number of books they get. So like if they're at a college buyback, I'm like, hey, look, if you get me, for every book you get me, I'll give you 50 cents, or every book you get me, I'll give you $1. Then they're going to work harder to get more books, and I'm going to make more money. But if they're just going to like one thrift store, I just like to pay per hour and have them run a route or have them spend all day at one location. How do you keep all that managed well? Is that Caleb's tracking spreadsheet do it all? Yes. Caleb's tracking spreadsheet tracks every single SKU. I know where every single SKU went. And we do have some back-end systems that we implement as well. I spent like 3 months building out spreadsheets for restrictedinventory.com. So if my inventory ever has a SKU that doesn't have a source attached to it, it gets addressed immediately. That SKU, there's no SKUs without sources allowed in our business. Every SKU, we need to know where it came from. Why is it in there? Why does it exist without a source? And so we have systems in place for that. But you guys don't really have to worry about that kind of stuff. I need Scout IQ to come to Canada already. Caleb, I'm waiting on it. You said this year. Slide in his DMs on Facebook, guys, the book flipper, and say, I want Scout IQ in Canada. You guys should mess with him and just send him messages like, I want Scout IQ for Guatemala. I want Scout IQ for Mexico and see what he does. Thanks, Romer, says Joy. 3 kids. Moroccan Boss Lady has 3 kids. Moroccan Boss Lady, do you want a job listing? You're the perfect. You are the, if you guys want to hire a lister, hire Boss Lady. I'm just kidding. I think she actually did want a job a while back. She's up in Canada. Smashed all buttons. Hey, don't smash all the buttons. Calm down, Matthew. Just smash the like button and just smash the subscribe button and the bell. Okay? Don't have to smash all of them. Just smash a few of them. When selling on eBay, is free shipping better than charging a fixed price? I'm not sure on that one. I don't do a whole lot of selling on eBay. I think free shipping is a better option, though. One of my mentors does he does like 60,000, but for eBay, it's like 90 days. So it's not a whole lot, but he does 60,000 like every 90 days. And he does a free listing thing. So he'll list everything free shipping. And he actually lists everything auction too, which I found that really interesting. Everything he would list at like 99 cents. And then he would let the market determine the value. Actually, let me take that back. He was the one that did 99. He would start everything at 99, but I think he had shipping included on it. But whenever I list on eBay, I always do free shipping, and I just factor the shipping in my head. Oh, Joy was responding to Steve Rakin when she said, Steve, smash that like button. Hope everybody smashed that like button. If you're still in here, you didn't smash that like button. What is going on? Is there a particular textbook subject that sells more than others? I really like chemistry. I like the essential subjects. I like physics. I like the subjects that matter. I'm biased because I studied sciences when I was in school. But the important shit, the shit that's not going away tomorrow. Much love. I took gender studies, all that. You can say what you want about it, but I don't think that type of subject is going to be strong during this time of people want jobs now. People want to be able to go to college and learn a skill that's actually going to make them money. So think of which books are people going to continue to buy. Dentist books, dentistry books, engineering books. But yeah, at the end of the day, it's important to look at books that have actually sold in the past. And if they sold in the past, they're probably going to sell in the future. Steve wrote, smash that like button. So did I. You are a copycat, boss lady. No, I just kidding. I love it when you smash that like button. How do you have a mentor? Do you pay them? Good question. So I met every mentor that I've met. I meet them various ways, but a lot of mentors I've met at these networking events. So I go to these book selling networking events and I'll meet them in person. And then they see how attractive and handsome and charismatic I am. And they just want to be my mentor. And so I don't really have advice for you guys. Provide value, provide massive value. So when you meet someone, say, thank you so much for everything you've done. Is there anything I can do? And more than is there anything I can do, think of what you can do and provide them value that way. Caleb Roth, he really became my mentor because I provided value for him by posting Scout IQ on social media all the time. I was like, hey guys, I use his app, Scout IQ. He liked me more for that. Whenever I found like a large book deal, maybe someone was selling lots of books and I didn't have the money, I reached out to him and I was like, hey, can I borrow money to buy these books? And even sometimes we did trips together. You guys saw us in Philly. We went to a bookstore and we bought it together. We bought a bookstore together. It was actually dirt cheap, and the bookstore wasn't very profitable, but I provided value in that sense. And so whoever your mentor is and whatever space they're in, think, what would I like from my mentee to do for me that would actually provide value? Rake and Profit, my mentor, I live with him now. I thought about how can I provide value for this guy? And I think he said that he liked salsa dancing one time. So I was always sending videos of like me out salsa dancing. And there's this one violin dude that had a beard just like Rakin. And I sent him that video. That's providing value in the sense of humor. But when I was up in Washington, D.C., I reached out to Rakin and I was like, yo, can I come shoot videos with you? Because that's providing value for him. He's got a YouTube channel. He wants to make content. And so I provided value in that way. And now we're best friends. And he's listening to the video right now, another room. Thank you for answering my question. I love your stuff and will continue to keep up the great work. 100%. 100% will. CJ James, please keep political commentary to yourself. Wait, what political stuff's going on in here? Is there political? It has no place here. I don't even see political stuff. Maybe I glossed over it and didn't even read it. How many people can log in Scout IQ at one time with the same account? One person can log into one Scout IQ account and it will log you out. That's the benefit of team mode. When you guys have team mode, you can have multiple accounts. So I recommend with team mode setting up a couple of different accounts, and then just logged out, they own that login. And then for each different login, you can set up different triggers for them. So maybe someone is going to ship you their books. So if they're going to ship you their books, you want to factor in those shipping costs in the trigger. So you can set all that up in Scout IQ on the back end. Do you get excessive factor authentication requests when trying to log in from Amazon, different IP addresses, or when in a distant location? So an IP address is connected to your computer, and your phone. So I don't log into different devices very often. So no, I don't. Or employees. Okay, good question. Employees. So when you grant someone user permissions to your account, they are able to access everything in your account under their Amazon seller account. So when you have an employee work for you, what you're going to do is you're going to send them a request to access your account via Seller Central. Literally, you go to user, you go to settings in the top right, and then you click on, you go down to user permissions, click on that, type in their email, put their name in, add new user, grant them all the permissions I was just talking about a while back, take away payments, take away sensitive bank information. Now they can access your Amazon account through their seller account. That's really big. That's going to prevent Amazon's algorithm from shutting down your Amazon account. Amazon will actually shut down your account if they see you're logging in from multiple IP addresses. So if I go on Rakin's computer and log into his, and he comes onto mine, logs into mine, that's multiple accounts and one IP address. Amazon flags that as sketchy, and they will shut your account down. So the way to get around that is just use user permissions. You're the only one that ever logs into your account. And anyone else that logs has to access your account. You grant them user permissions, which is fine. You made me think that the college kudos, that graduating will need to sell their books since they're at home. Yeah. So there's lots of college kids at home right now. The semester just ended. They graduated. They don't have the bookstore to sell the books back to. So this is a big opportunity for that as well. Facebook Marketplace, Facebook groups, different Facebook class groups. There's lots of ways. Those are just two ways. Download campus apps. I was going over this other day. Download campus apps and have the campus app on your phone. And if you can access the campus app, great. But a lot of times they require you to have a student ID login. So get a student to log into the app for you. Make that post. Boom. So many people are going to be hitting you up. Say, hey, I would like to purchase your textbooks. I'll be at the Starbucks across the street. I'm wearing a gray shirt and I have a laptop. Boom. You just did a little miniature textbook buyback. You have to do it at the right time. And now is the right time. So if you guys implement that technique in the next week, that would be good. Lots of vocational education books are super profitable. Yeah. Mark Corbett says, you are my book mentor. Much love, buddy. Like button smash and crushed. Much love, Ben. Boss Lady says, affiliate. Not sure what she's talking about. Thank you for your time today. Really valuable advice. Much love. Clyde Bass is saying thanks. Thank you. Thank you, Boss Lady. Rakin has never answered one question of mine or even acknowledged that I asked it. Romer has answered every question. Well, to be fair, Rakin has a much larger audience than me, and my audience is much smaller, so I can give more attention to my audience. Or I could have just said Rakin's an asshole. I could go with either one, but I got his back. He does get crazy volume of direct messages. Romer and Rakin sitting in a tree listening. You guys are funny. You said listing. How much is team mode for Scout IQ? So I think Scout IQ team mode is $10 for a live account, which means they only can do live lookups. They won't have access to the database, which is generally all you need. So it's just an extra $10. If you want them to have a database, which you would want that for like a Scout or something, which you can just give the Scout your login. That should be enough. But if you do want to do like the hidden mode or whatever, it's $30 a month extra. So either $10 or $30 a month extra. Sorry. Voice is cracking. I've been talking a lot today, and now I sound like a teenager. Yeah, when CJ James called his mayor Hitler for the lockdown. What is going on in the comments, y'all? Keep this book selling. Keep this book selling and stay at home mom. That's the only thing we're talking about on this channel. Ben, a lot of Rakin videos are pre-recorded months before. Yeah, I mean, I pre-record videos as well. It's smart to batch your videos together and make them over time. The only thing you risk is, does that information become irrelevant? Is the information irrelevant from a couple months ago? Maybe. Some things don't change, though. I have Instagram posts scheduled out until October. Like literally, like we repurpose YouTube content on IGTV. So this stuff, it goes deep, y'all. I mean, even his live streams, maybe his premieres is what he's referring to. How much do you pay college students books when you buy back from them? 25% of the lowest price on Amazon. Junkman is out of here. Much love. Thanks for tuning in, Junkman. I'm about to get out of here too, if you guys will ever let me. I'm trying to answer every single question. Ben Bamboo is saying, yeah, it's cool. Rakin's good people's no biggie. Made me a fan. We'll watch again. Thanks to Steve for the invite. Much love, Joy. I appreciate that. Making me blush over here. Been keeping up with your content on my work computer during the day. Keep up the good work. Whoever that is on Facebook, much love. I appreciate you. It means a lot. Thanks, Avery. Valuable info that is immediately usable. That's what I try to deliver. Your generosity is amazing. Much love, Don Poole. Thank you for your time, Avery, says Philip. Thank you. Ben Bamboo has followed Steve for years now. He's a good man. Much love. Much love. Lots of love in the comments. Thank you, Avery. I've watched pretty much all your videos, even the ones from your earliest days, says Nervins. If you guys want to go back and watch that content, I was literally living in my car, voluntarily traveling the country, flipping books. Appreciate the free game. When I get everything set up on my business, would love to do an interview with you. 100% Nervins, hit me up. That is it for the night, y'all. Like, comment, subscribe, dislike, do what you guys got to do. The video is over. I appreciate everyone that tuned in, and for everyone that's listening to this recorded. Hope all of that was valuable to you guys. Again, if you guys want to check out my course, The Book Business Blueprint, this week and this week only, it is going to be at a certain price. Right now it's at $297, and it's only going to go up as time goes on. So this week, maybe a little bit into next week, is going to stay at that price. But as we add more stuff to this course, the course is just going to skyrocket in price over the years. And I really look forward to working with a lot of you guys. Much love. Catch you in the next YouTube video. Peace out.